Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
I can show you what I have done. I have set up all this and I have put this is the publisher and this is the author. Now then, what I did is I installed Maven and Maven is here, and then I have set up the Maven_home and everything in the path and everything I have given. And then what I did is I went to here. There's a link. I was following. I think this one is. And it says Eclipse ID and it says Adobe Developer Tool. And I was trying to download that as well. Adobe Developer Tool. Just I think you are this one. And this is where I could end with us of some prerequisites. I think it was asking me to install something else. Basically, there's a plugin provided. Eclipse provides a plugin that helps you to use it for AEM. I think this was something. This is a plugin. They were talking. Eclipse plugin. Eclipse downloaded, I think. Then here requirements above AEM like that, and there is another ID that is called as IntelliJ. That is also very good. All these, see what happens. IntelliJ is not free where Eclipse is. Any plugin that you use with IntelliJ, you have to buy the license. I prefer using IntelliJ. That is why I could not use any external plugin. But in case, if you prefer using Eclipse, then you could use these plugins. And then, basically, what will become easy is that syncing your code. Like you remember, we use the backend manager to get our code from server to our local repository. Similarly, to build the code also, we have to use command from to write a Maven chain. Install all those. I think through these plugins, it will become quite easier, and I think it may give you more information regarding the annotations, the backends, the AEM annotation that you use. Now the next thing I did is in the Maven, I typed the command I copied from the Excel file you provided. Our type and everything. Now the thing is here. It shows it's failed. Maybe you can help me with that. It shows failed to build. I can see it's go to the bottom. Go to the bottom. A build failure. You just see if it does not exist. You see whether your Tojo project has been created or not. First of all, I looked somewhere. I read it is coming here. See user store. Where did you execute that command? The command from where you will execute that command. There only it will get failed. Now I see you're not system32. You execute. Oh, this is of course not good. First you go inside your system32 and see if the Tojo folder gets created. I see. We need to create it from AEM, the folder. In the folder, you will create a code base. You should create it somewhere in your folder or some directory. 1 second. System32, where is the System32? Just go. File name. Tujo, you create it with the Tujo. You can see the date modified. I ran it today. There is none. I can see in 4940. Create a folder. Create a folder M there. Create a folder codebase and there. At it I created AEM here. And create a folder code. Another folder code. Course. Anything. You see, your Maven repository is all downloaded somewhere. It got the issue. Let me just give you one more thing. Maybe that will solve this issue. So, see. Here, I need to run that. I think it's building. It is saying Granite Archetype 23 using RK time. What command did you use? Scanning for project archive repository not defined. Is your Maven? Maven is over here. Failed to execute old Maven. Plugins point 2. The desired item does not exist. You go to your codebase folder. Is there anything that should not be created? Miscellaneous. Maybe anything I need to set up any. Go to your user folder. You just see, because there should be yes. Start them through the third one. Here your repository gets created. See, the repository is still not really created. This was created 5 p.m. before when I ran. Do you remember I ran? And it was fail also at that time it got created this one. Can you the content of one thing? I'm finding the content of one file. You can send in the chat here. I think we have to send it to you in 2 parts. But that file is containing. That contains the Maven repository that is partially created in the code. But then we need to find out what is this problem. This may be a common error. I think the path, copy that and use the password. How else should I try this? What they're saying is, can you copy the path and download one of the file once, and then you can try other things. Oh, you see upload. Now what I'm saying is there is some fix. They are saying here. I asked the same question for our build error. They're saying this is a problem and this is a solution. Should I try that? Go ahead. Saying I showed issue like this. They're saying failed. May have entered function on project. Part on me, we are required. Class was missing while executing. I saw by specifying latest version of a plugin from the like that. That's fine. I just placed it in. I think I have to delete this. And why it's like just delete this new line. New line? Oh, these now I see minus D is not recognized, but I think it's cause of the space. The moment I just put the last note. Still, I think you would example. Then I wanted it all in one line, just like this. And probably you know what? They are asking just this one at plugins. I don't know why immediately when I put it, Usually it should not run. I don't know why it's running immediate. The moment I put it here just once, I cannot even correct it without pressing end. I think the entry is already there. That is something is happening. Its past part by part is running. That is a problem. It should be in one line. Let me try this. Like, let me try this. And drop. Now it will work. I think. Now it should work. Standalone project, standalone VM. That is our type does not exist. Interesting. Anyway, I will. The setting.xml is asking us to look here. The setting.xml. Or the Maven. Let's go there. And there. Setting. Now where it is, Sarah, I couldn't. Inside the user folder. The last page is setting. Here outside. The thing started somewhere. Saved it as is now when you're the one ask it. Or use the command that I sent you. I think in the setting that excellent value made some mistakes. I mean there was no settings. Oh, that way. See, there is no starting records. Line number 1. There is no starting records. The one more time. Same command or your command maybe. Next character. We'll open it in our browser. We know. Here is the problem. Do it like a copy paste correctly or either the one that I provided. You use that. Which one? I provided in the chat. Now I'm the easier. Either use that or copying it from net and copy it. I just copied from the net. I don't know where is the mistake now. I will. Just I don't know what is missing here. It doesn't show any errors, but maybe you know this. Copy it again from the net and paste it in a new tab in the mod pad and then paste it in third year. Go to the internet. From where did you copy this? Oh, that is better. You send me this. I have to. I sent you the link. I sent you the link. Did you? Did you click on that link? I clicked on that link. It is landed here. The download. This now it's settings or it's not even over download with ice. We don't download this file. Where it's downloaded. MVM process. Copy that. And the override. I'll delete this. The comment, let me see. I am sure that I am using your Commanderly Dojo project. Anything, may even any particular version sort of, and you will need to look. Maven is 3.8.6. Just give me the input that we're getting. Water. A sec. This error. It's clear. This side. See it clear, see it here. Someone. I just for me the command. Command this one. Copy this command. Under the site. R size computing. We see, let me just take it off. Thank you. Ah, you didn't drop me yet. Just try this command. It is a little long. Sorry this time for. Which one? I gave you. Are you giving me in the chat? Do one thing, update the version to 21. Just write clear. You all. Now up, come on. To have the same one. Arrow. Arrow. Change the version to 21. The version is 23. Here you see minus the archetype version 23 true. Just change it to 21. 1 second. Take your cursor back. Take your cursor back. I took the cursor but cursor. Let me. Still the cursor is there now. I think it's 3.8. I need to check which version. Read it. Let's hit and see it. Oh, 1 second. Which version it is? It's because of the my Melbourne. Good thing. That is a reason we should download. Mid remote art time. You instead of that. Over there. Your command from the. And again. You thought. And just try instead of version 21. Now use 20. I think even this may not be. Let's see. No worries. You go to your board. Go to the court. were there. You have all the things we're going to. All the things are there. Maybe just internal code. The thing is, the Maven archive version, that is Maven version, that is 3.8, does not support the older version. That is why it has failed. Some groovy console is missing or somewhere. That's We don't have a question. We need to download. If you're using the latest one, then you need to download. You need to use the latest R-type version as well. Type version. See, I was on 3.6 version. You need to use 3.6 and above that. That's what I call it. If you're using 3.8, then you have to use the one that is compatible to that. And still, all these are us. We don't need to worry. All this is good. It's just that in the bottom it failed. It needed some groovy version which is not there. More module. No need to worry about anything. Every code is set up in your system. Now I told you, whichever is not necessary, you can comment these and start working. You just go through that session, through that recording, and see which of the things you do not need. You can comment those, like all the dispatcher, the front end ones. And I also commented one inside the GYF on production because there was a dependency of UI content within that. You need to comment that, and then you can use the command to build your code. All your commands are there inside. README to open the second last file. READMEM. Here you have all the commands. We discussed about all these commands, which was how you will build your code. CMake and clean install. Go to the top. Here you can see the first one. May1 clean install is to build. Your code is then line number 23. Just go through that recording again. May1 clean install is for building your code with May1 clean install -pure to install package. The first thing you need to do is to build your package, as well as to install your package is deploy your package. Even if you do not want to use -b or to install this, then you can even manually install it by going into the package manager, because ultimately that will also be doing this. But you can see what we deployed in the publisher instance. You can use this command. Why we can use this command is because it definitely works on 450 to 450. And there at line 38, if you see line 37, or to deploy only the bundle to run May1, clean install -pure to install bundle is. I told you what is bundle, the bundle of cars like. In fact, you will go to your project, the code folder where you will write all the backend code. All that backend code, Java bytes, get compiled into .class and forms a jar. But in this case, we do not call them as jar. We call them as a bundle. I will tell you the difference between what is a jar and what is bundle. Now let me start with today's session. I saw something last time. You showed me May1 build and deployment. Is that just? I thought there is an interface you showed me. Is that? No, there is no interface. I showed you this only through command from here. See, I'm telling you the whole way of working. You will get some plugins. You can get some May1 plugin or intelligent plugin which can make your task easy, but internally they would also be doing the same poor thing. Last, maybe I saw something, what you showed me. I don't remember like you been a build and deploy. You can. If you want, you can check the previous recording. Again, same remi command is what I'm using. It's handy. Using this, you can know the various commands and complete description for this. Commands are also there. But by the time you will go, you will see yourself like remember this. I will go, and here I showed you how I deployed my code base. Here is what I deployed my whole code. Here, if you see, here we have a whole tool. And if I go to the package manager, here I have all my all the packages that I got installed. I use the same code. Now I told you all the code get compiled and are stored inside the all folder target. And basically this get deployed on our server, on our AEM server. Or you can individually also go like here. You are inside the UI apps, wherever components, it's and all. Here also, you see there is a target folder and the zip found of this. This zip, you can even ultimately what happens is all the zips of this zip inside the UI content. I told you about UI content is a zip below the UI content. All this zip ultimately combined into a single zip that is there inside the target folder. This zip contains altogether all the other zips plus what is there inside the score, that is you see where this jar executable jar, but we call it as bundle. And this jar also get combined into this all zip and ultimately this zip gets deployed. This zip get deployed if we are running other command from the parent folder, like from here. If we are running from here, like we are here, and if we are running from here, if I write the command may one clean install from the parent folder, the same command may clean install -p, whatever the command is. -p auto install whatever it is. Here, what it does is it will build the whole code base. The whole code base will build because we are writing it from the parent folder. The parent functional will be used for building this code base. But consider that you only make a change inside the component or you only make a change inside your Java file. Why do you need to build the whole code base? In that case, you can even go inside your particular folder UIF. Here I can go inside the particular folder that is UA tab. Here also you have the functional. From here also you can build your code base. Like if I go over here, that also you can do. Individually also, you can go to a folder and from there also you can build your code. Similarly, if you want, only you make a change only in your Java code, that also you can do and deploy. You can only go inside this and use and can build the code from this folder. Here is the Maven clean install -p, whatever is the profile. What was the profile to deploy the bundle? You saw that in the readme command. It was auto install bundle. Let me show it to you again. Just to install your bundle, it is auto install bundle. But to install your packages, it is auto install single package. It is auto install. See, mine is an older version. My command is auto install package. But yours is auto install single package. And it is same auto install bundle. To deploy only the bundle to the author, you use auto install bundle. It means if you are running the command, if you only want to build and deploy your code for only the Java file, then you will use this command. Because here we are only working on the bundles Maven clean install -p auto install bundle. But if you are running and if you want to build and code inside the UF, then you will use the same command. auto install. This may be the Maven clean install -p auto install. For all the packages, you will use this profile auto install package. And for bundles, you will use auto install bundle. Now if I see, you can see it is completely built. Even if you want to deploy, I will use the same command -p auto install. Since it's a package, I will use auto install package. If I would be running it inside the code, then I would be using auto install. Now in that command, only build happened now. Yes, only build happened. I didn't deploy. I could have deployed by using the -p auto install package. Build means now we will see it in the package manager target folder. No build is that you build your code. It means your target folder has the latest. You build your code. See build is that you only build your code. That inside the AEM server is the deployment. That is the second part. You deploy your code. Let me choose. Here there is a Java compiler. This is a tool that you can even download. That is called a Java compiler. What that tool helps us in? It helps us in opening our jar file. You can open the jar file. See, there is a jar file. Can you open it? There is no direct open it, but there is a tool which helps in opening and seeing what is there inside the jar file. If I open this jar file now, I will tell you why do we call it as a bundle. Why you call it as a bundle is this jar file. If you will open, you have all the files. You have all the Java files that gets created into .class file. I told you all get combined and formed or classified. All these are over here. Plus. There is this as in the top folder, that is meta. Inside the meta, and you have the manifestive. What happens is that this whole bundle, why it is called a bundle, it is only this bundle, is nothing but jar only. But it has one extra additional file that is called as manifestive, which is metadata about jar. Basically, it contains all the details about the jar. This meta manifestum plus the jar makes a jar a bundle. And AEM does not support jar, it supports bundle. In case, if somehow you get a jar and you want third-party jar and you want to use it in your AEM, then you cannot use it. You have to make it converted into a bundle, or you get it a bundle online. What is manifestum? It contains all information about this jar. It says what all packages are being imported by this. What all packages are being exported. Export packages and bundle name, bundle version, and others like Savvy version, Maven version, all these things. Basically, metadata about the jar, which contains all the information about the jar. Basically, this and jar together forms your bundle. Now, this import package, export packages, helps the other bundles. Like consider they are bundle A and bundle 2. Now, bundle 2 wants to make some of the features of bundle A. In that case, bundle A has to export its feature, then only the bundle 2 will be able to use them. All these you can see here. We created the core folder. You see, all these folders are already by default exported by our bundle. You can see all these folders are already export packages. That means our bundle is exporting this. You can see code Comtojo, scheduler. Similarly, there will be others like Comtoja Pervlet. All these folders, all these packages are being exported. It means whatever Java files will be there can be used by other packages as well. Make sure your Java files has the type of visibility. Visibility, I mean like here you can provide the public. You need to make sure it's also public. If it's private, of course it cannot be accessible. Now, if some bundle needs to expose their capabilities, then export package they have to provide. Yes, basically by default, it's already provided. Another package, another bundle. You will be able to make the user. When they want to use it, they have to use import package. Yes, the import package. It means by default it will be importing all the AEM provided features. Because for my bundle to run it would need the AEM jars, AEM bundles. These, all the jars, all the packages that are mentioned over here are the AEM packages. AEM jars or AEM bundles packages. Some of the AEM bundle, there would be some Java file written inside this folder. And it says that the bundle version should be this. All these things are mentioned. That is why this is called, as this is not a jar, this is a bundle because it contains many things. Which is data about here, this thing. Now I will talk about the technology stack. Technology stack. One thing is I already told you about the JCR. This is JCR. JCR is one of the technology stack. AEM in itself, of course, is a licensed tool, but internally it makes the user call the open source technology. One is, of course, we know Java, it runs on Java. Now the second important thing it makes the user face is JCR Java Content Repository. What is this Java Content Repository? We have already discussed. Like here, you see everything is in the form of nodes or resources and every node or resource contain properties. This is JCR. It doesn't state Java Content Repository. Repository in AEM is not in the form of a relational database, but it is in the form of node and key value property database. This is how the data is stored in AEM. Internally behind the scenes, AEM makes the use of JCR to maintain its repository. This is Java Content Repository. How the repository of AEM is being maintained is by using Java Content Repository. Next is the next technology stack is the Sling. We also discussed about that. Sling is a resource resolution. If you remember the content hierarchy when we were creating any page, that time I told you how the relationship between the content and the component is established. Here, I told you that there is a property that is Sling resource type. If I go over here, home root, here I have this component. Like if I go over here, you remember we placed this text component. Here, you said that you placed this text component on the page. But how this text component in the content hierarchy is getting to know that which component has to be referred when executing this node? Because this is a node. Ultimately, this is a node created on the page. But how does this? How does AEM gets to know that? How to render this node? Because now this node has these two properties. Text, and this text is it. How will it be rendered? It will be rendered by using this property. That is Sling resource type. Sling resource type basically refers to our component which is responsible for rendering this component. This is this resolution of node A, that how this node will be executed. we have this node, but how this node will be executed, how the properties on this node will behave, will be handled by Sling. Because Sling is our R. Sling is the resolution. Sling is our RR because it does the resource resolution. The resource resolution is done by Sling. The one node you showed me, is that a content node or? Yes, it's a content node. You can see it from here. Content node. The content node uses Sling resource type to find the component. Where are components? Below which are our components. But using those apps hierarchy, the code in the apps hierarchy, we created our content. Ultimately, when we created our content, the node for that should know where our component is. Because by that, only wherever that particular node will be rendered on the page. If I open this page, open this home page, open this home page. Somewhere, you see the hello word is coming. See, the hello word is coming. Hello word is coming because I wrote the text over here. Hello word. But how will it be rendered on the page? It's because of this component. Because this component has behind the scenes all the components rendering. You know what I'm trying to say is, can I say that this content is rendered using that component? Yes, of course. Of course, this content, not this node, not the content. This node only, or the resource. Now on this content, can we say content node? You can say content node. Because I'm trying to distinguish between the component and content. That is, it's a two different thing. Component contains a code. Everything in AEM is a node. You can call it, this is a content node. That is a node, but everything in AEM is a node or a resource. Node or a resource. In the same way, like we hit this URL, behind the scene AMC, behind the scene when you hit this URL. If you work on servlet, if you hit some path and behind the scene there is some code written that gets executed. Now what happens is that you gave some path and your servlet, that particular servlet, is mapped to that path. That is how your servlet execute. Now that mapping how behind the scene. When I hit this path behind the scene, the servlet should get executed. In the same way, it's over here in our AEM as well. If I hit this URL, then behind the scene, this page should get opened. Basically, this node should get rendered. This is also rendered by every resource. Resolution in AEM is being done by Sling. Here also. Here I am saying that when I hit this URL, then behind the scene all these nodes should be rendered. Below the home page, whatever the node is there, it should be rendered. Basically, this whole parent node and all the child nodes should get rendered. How this resolution that when you hit this URL, then behind the scene this should get executed is all done by Sling. Sling is doing the resource resolution. By the time we go, you will understand more about Sling and we will discuss about the rights of nodes. There you will understand. But Sling, in our case in AEM, does the resource resolution. Now the third thing is our container. Have you worked on containers? Do you know anything about containers? Can you read it? What is containers in jar? What is the purpose of software containers? It's nothing but containers in your server. Like every server, even if you use Tomcat or any other server, then you have container which holds all your code base. Like you contain jar, Like you create jar and in your web application you use a server like Tomcat. In our case, we are using the AEM server. Then these have the container. These servers have the container which holds all our backend Java code, or basically bundles in this case. Or we can call it as like, if you are using a simple Java application, then your servlets or your simple Java files in those cases. All your servlets in your legacy applications are being stored in a container which is provided by Tomcat. In the same way, here in AEM there is a container which we call it as Felix container or OSGI container. Felix or OSGI is a container in AEM. This is the third technology type, OSGI, or this here we discussed, and the third is the Felix or OSGI. This is the container which holds basically all our Java code, this system console. I told you about admin user. Remember, like admin user, then you create a user by yourself. The system console is a screen which is like behind the scene. It's an administrator screen. Like only administrators can work on it. Now, since I am logged in as an administrator, then that's why I am able to access this if I log out over here and then log in with the Tojo user. Tojo. And here, if I go to the system console, do you see? Overhidden because only admin user can access this screen. If you are not admin, you cannot access this. Let me log out by Tojo and let me log in with admin. Now you will see all the administrative things and you can do some administrative work. And this is our Felix container. This is our Felix container as well. You will see your bundles. All the Java codes. If you hit system/console, it will automatically take you to the bundles. If it is not taking, then go to the second drop down and on the top you have the bundles. Let's go over here and here you can see all your bundles. You can see 583 bundles in total and all are active. There are 583 bundles in all together and 582 are the out-of-box AEM ones and one will be your Tojo one. If I say Tojo, your bundle is not deployed, is it? Let me show you the other ones. Paping one is there. You can see I use this project and here is the bundle for this. When you deploy your code, it will show you your results. Let me just see why it is not deployed. Let me just go to the code and let's do the deployment again. We only build it. And let me just go and even clean install. -p auto install bundle. We will see in a minute, but rest all are of course if you see all. Let's refresh it. All are Adobe provided and of course 1 or 2 will be your. All these are the bundles. For bundles, basically Java goes into AEM also write its own code. Those are not their code base or their bundles. And one of them will be your when you get your deployment. This is system comes in. This is the Palace container or OSJ container which contains all of our deck and tools which contains all of our governments which we are all under 6. I told you about these things as well. And I told you about the technology stacks. This is the technology stack of AEM. This is char the bundle. Bundle is nothing but char plus manifest.time on file. Sling resolution and J7. Let's see if bundle is success. Yes, it's done. And if I refresh it, Let's see if it will do it. Now, is it with some other name or what? Let's see. There is another way to confirm. See, ultimately everything goes to CRXG only because here you see everything. If I go over here with your Tojo, here inside install, here is this Tojo. Bundle is already there. Why it's not reflecting over here? I take Luminous. It's over here. Tojo project. I don't know why it was not showing when we saw it on the phone. I don't know why it's here in my Tojo. Your Tojo is already there. This is another way you can go to the system. You can go to your CX here in the Tojo. Basically in the install folder. All your chars you can see. Ultimately everything goes from here only. To package manager only everything goes. And from here you can upload it. If you want to upload the packages, you upload it from here. But if you want to explicitly not deploy it using the command, your bundles, you do not want your bundles to be. See, to deploy your packages, you can use the upload package. If you do not want to deploy your packages using the command, but to upload the bundles, let me just complete. To upload your bundles without deploying them, using the command you can upload from here. But to deploy your bundles without deploying them, using the command you can install and update from here. Here you can select whichever bundle is there. And from here you can install. Please ask. When you say at this point, it's not in the install. When you say install, it makes it to the AEM. I mean like CRXT, that's when we see in the repository. See, this is another way to see whether your chars are there. Whether your bundles are there. What happens? See, System Console is not accessible to everyone. This is another way you can go and see if your bundles are there and have been installed properly or not. See, this is another way. From CRXT you can see. Once we say deployment is done, that means that it made it to this folder. Install folder. Now my question was like package manager. You showed me this. That's what previously also that was my question. And here you mentioned at what point this snapshot zip will land here, at what point. You tell me. I have already told you many times. You tell me when will. This snapshot will not work. This is according to what you told me is. This is the deployment stage. Yes, exactly. When you use the command, deploy it came now. Why then after? My understanding is that once you deploy it, it's done. Deployment is done. It should be in that folder. Then why this upload package comes here after deployment? Why the command? That button there. In case if you do not want to use that command. If you do not want to deploy your code using your command. If you only want to build your code base and not deploy it using the command. If I say you only build your code base. But you say that I will deploy it later. Either you can deploy your code by using this command. Or you can go over here, upload package and then select zip file. That is what I told you, that either you can use this command, deploy your package. Or behind the scene, Even AEM also deploy it using the package manager. You can use the upload package also. See, best is, of course, you use the command. Why you do it manually? Why the deployment part is being done by you manually? Best is you use the command auto install package, but in case if you want to try it by yourself, you can even go over here and upload the system here. That is it. It is an alternative way. That browse is browsing from your local. Yes. Not from the package. Not from this list. That's where the confusion was. There is a package already there. What would you do? By browsing it from within this list, that list, it shows it. That is where the confusion was. That zip is already something that is already installed in our system. Or the zips, these are only zips for. But then after installation, this is all installed. Packages are showing here. Yes, of course. But still it showed in zip. That's why there was a confusion. These are zips. Only after deployment, I thought it would be different in the AEM. That's what I was thinking. After deployment, that will be. That will not be. Zip is what I was thinking. No worries. After deployment. Because this is after deployment. Still it is. Zip is what it is. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.